Good morning.
Hi, we've got a submarine, and we're gonna do stuff with it.
It's so weird to have my hand over these vents and not have it being blasting heat anymore since I replaced the thermal paste and the
Oh,
fan.
yeah.
Feels so nice.
So, place your nasty thermal paste.
The crusty thermal paste, yeah.
Alright, so, here we've got, the red submarine that we, sank earlier. We're going to get the huge materia from it now, so we've got that materia. Add it to the collection. And, that's all we can do with this thing.
And these guys are just still hanging out with you.
Yeah, we took them captive. They're the guys from the parade that were practicing with us before we went and did the parade.
Ah.
So we captured them. And now we're heading up this way. This submarine is incredibly slow.
Is the red one faster?
Huh?
The red submarine faster?
Nope. I don't believe it is.
Why? Because it's on the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah. Alright, so we have to position ourselves right around here. Not right around here, but this general area. And we come across a crashed plane here. This is a crashed Galnica. Not the same one from before.
A different one.
A different one. Full of death.
Is it got skeletons?
No, my death. It's full of my death.
Oh.
I picked up a new weapon there, but it's not great. So, here's the thing about this place. A lot of the enemies in here are very powerful, and they will hurt you big time. So we got a escort guard here. Interesting thing about the escort guard. It says man's armlet nullifies all that stuff. You can only equip it on male characters, so you can't equip it on Yuffie.
Okay. It's a little weird, but alright.
And the double cut materia right there, really good. In fact, the double cut materia is probably one of my favorite materials, just because you get 2 hits out of it. And it upgrades to a 4 times cut, so that's also very good. So we're going to go ahead and put that on Yuffie, I believe. Now, I start heading up the stairs here and realize that I forgot something, and I turn around and encounter an enemy.
The fuck is that?
Unknown too. Even they didn't know. Here's where we come across a problem. This is what happens when you're not prepared and things don't go your way. Yuffie's only doing like 800 damage per hit. That's not enough. Just missing constantly. Cloud's confused. You get hit by a tentacle, you lose 1200 of your health. You get crit, Barret dies. Yuffie gets petrified.
Nice.
Fortunately, Cloud gets knocked out of his confusion here, so... I decided it's a good idea to use a Phoenix down on Barret here. And then he dies. So I'm like, fine, let me get Yuffie. And then Cloud dies, because I didn't realize Yuffie was confused. And then Yuffie dies.
Well,
so yeah, that happened. And, since we haven't actually died yet, I don't think, when you die, you go back to the main menu and have to load your latest save. So, once again, Heaven's Cloud. Running here, Cloud's like, oh, there's a research place, blah blah blah, whatever. Get a Mega Elixir up here. Grab your Escort Guard. Grab your Double Cut Materia. And most importantly, grab the Conformer. Now the Conformer is Yuffie's ultimate weapon. The Conformer is the greatest weapon in the game, in my opinion.
oh yeah?
So, the Conformer will deal damage based on the enemy's level. And so, what that means is, the higher the level of the enemy, the more damage it causes. And since it doesn't actually calculate damage based on whether it's an enemy or an ally, you cannot do damage to allies. I think you do 1 point of damage. But against an enemy like this, you do 4,000 damage. So, it's really, really good. Unfortunately, it has no materia growth, as there aren't any ultimate weapons in the game that do, except for, I believe, Aerith's ultimate weapon does. But she's dead, so we can't use it.
Rip.
The other neat thing about the Conformer is, usually when you use the Morph materia to morph an enemy into an item, it only does, I think, 1/8 of the damage that your weapon would normally do. But because the damage calculation is different for the Conformer, it doesn't do that, and it just does full damage. And of course,
Reno's there.
the Turks are here. And once again, we're fighting Reno and Rude of the Turks. And also, once again, like last time, Rude will not attack Tifa if she's in your group, unless she is the last person alive. And even then, I think it's only like a 1 in 10 chance or something that he'll actually do it. Oh, I was totally wrong. 2 out of 3 times. Cloud has no health. Let's use one of these X potions. 7,800 damage
Ooh.
to that Turk. That's a lot of damage. Look at that. Look at all that damage we're doing. And then he's like, oh, look at the time. Gotta go. Oh, another cover materia. So this is the stuff that we stole from Reno and Rude, the Zedric, which is like an armor piece, and the Tough Ring, which does that. I don't know why we're looking at it in here. We should just look at it in the equip menu. Thank you. So there's your Tough Ring. 50 Vitality, 50 Spirit. And, why am I doing that? And there's the Zedric, which has a very good defense, very good magic defense and all that, but has no materia slots at all, which is of no use to me.
Nope.
At least for now. So this is what they were guarding. It's the cargo room where we get the last of our spoils. It's one of these things again. Let's see how we do this time.
Oh, good, it missed. Wait, did you just petrify it? It's not moving.
That was stop. We inflicted stop on it instead of petrify.
Ah.
Which is one of the many things that that materia can do. So, yeah, we mastered that cover materia. So now we have another one if we want someone else to be covering someone. Just give everyone cover and then everyone's covering each other.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Spirit Lance from that chest. It's another Lance, I believe, for Sid. At a certain point, I just kept shoving materia onto everyone because I wanted to level it up even though I never use half of them. Yuffie got her limit break. So, we're just gonna use it because why not?
Nope, yeah, it's dead.
Yep, very dead. That's 15 hits at around 850 per hit.
I was kind of expecting it to survive it.
And then kill everyone.
Yeah.
So there's like a whole helicopter, two whole helicopters in this place. So like, how big are these planes?
Big enough.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we get Outsider and Highwind here. Outsider, I believe, is a gun for Vincent, and Highwind is Sid's final limit break manual. And this is a Sea Serpent. So, one of the useful things about Yuffie's Conformer that I mentioned is that since it doesn't do the 1/8 damage and does full damage when you morph something, instead of the low-ass damage, you get really good damage. So if you put the morph materia on Yuffie when she's using the conformer, you could do a few thousand damage and turn something into an item way easier, like this.
Was it me, or do you just fucking go flat and spin?
Yep.
Okay. As long as my eyes aren't playing tricks on me again.
So all of the enemies down here in the Galnica turn into sources. Like the Mind Source, Power Source, Guard Source, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what that basically means is you can just run around down here and farm the sources. And each one, every time you use a source on someone, like a Magic Source, Mind Source, whatever it happens to be, it increases that stat by 1 point permanently. So if you had, say, 100 of them, you could, you know, boost the stats by 100. So, stats max out at 255.
Of course they do.
We might do a little bit of farming for sources. We might do it a different way.
I mean, cheat engine's right there.
I didn't say we weren't gonna cheat, but we're not gonna use cheat engine.
It's a trainer instead.
Ha! But it was built in cheat engine.
Ha!
So yeah, there is one more thing that we get to do. Maybe. Yes, there is one more thing that we get to do.
Yeah?
I'm just kind of chilling here right now in this part because, I had ended the episode here initially, and then realized that I had only recorded like 18 minutes of footage, so I started going again. So it's way faster to get around under the water. You have to be careful though, because you don't want to run into Emerald Weapon while you're under the water.
Or do you?
No, you don't. Emerald Weapon is a super boss.
Oh. Alright.
Emerald Weapon is the strongest enemy in the entire game. Stronger than the final boss, stronger than Ultimate Weapon, which we already encountered once. It will murder you. Especially since it has an ability that deals, like, I think it's 1111 damage per materia you have equipped. To everyone. So, yeah, if you have a full set of materia like I do right now, you die in one shot. The other thing is, while you're fighting Emerald Weapon, you have a time limit because you're underwater.
Gross.
Yeah. So anyway, while I was talking about Emerald Weapon, we went to the North Continent, and we've discovered some sort of unknown key. Perhaps. We shall call it the Key to the Ancients.
Okay.
Sure. Anyway, we didn't need to find this yet, but I don't feel like doing it later, so we're finding it now. Nice stroll under the water. Oh, there's Emerald Weapon. Just stay away from that.
Punch it.
I believe Emerald Weapon is also the only enemy in the game that is level 99.
Someone in the thread confirm it.
I could just look it up, probably.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to, but I could. It also has 1,000,000 HP, but I think all the weapons do.
But he's the only one that has a time limit.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's the only one that has a time limit, and the other weapons aren't level 99. The super bosses also weren't in the original Japanese release, I don't think. I think it was added in the PAL version and the North American version, because I think those are the same. And then later on, when they did the international version, that also has it in there.
Okay. But why?
Why not? Super bosses.
Alright.
It's basically like, hey, the only thing you have left in the game to do is go and kill the final boss of the game. How about instead of doing that, you do more of this crap and fight these super bosses and get cool stuff. So, we're heading into this cave, which is why we're in Wutai, by the way. That Leviathan scale that we got while we were in the underwater reactor. I keep saying underground, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The Leviathan scale is used here to get rid of these eternal flames. And we get a couple cool things here.
Steel as well?
Yes, steel as well. It is a materia that when you link it with another materia, allows you to steal as well. And that, the Oritsuru is a weapon for Yuffie, which we're going to swap to because I want to have materia growth on my weapons. So unfortunately we're not going to have the super extreme death attack that we have with Yuffie right now, until maybe a little later. And here I also figure that, hey, I wonder if I can use steel as well with the double cut materia, because that would be useful. Turns out you can't.
Aw.
It's one of the materia that you cannot use it with.
Lame.
So like I like redo all of Yuffie's materia here. I'm like, yeah, let me do this and put in like steel as well and all this fancy stuff. Doesn't work. But what it does work with is it works with the steel materia.
Double steel?
So yeah, basically you, at least this is what I've read, and I've tried it out, and it seems to work. You steal, and then you steal as well, so every time you steal something, you have 2 chances to steal.
Alright. And basically using both your hands instead of one hand.
Yeah. Just wait until we get Mug. Oh no, back attack. So, fun fact, if you hit the escape buttons when you're back attacked, you'll turn around. So, I don't think there's such a thing as an actual back attack.
Like you run towards them?
Well, no. So what happens is when you hit L1 and R1, everyone turns around and starts running away. And then when you let go, they turn back around to face the enemies. So since you're already facing the other way, you'll just start running that way. But when you let go, you turn back around. It doesn't really. So like, that's why I don't think there's any actual like back attack damage. The only difference is that
They go first.
they go first, but also the positioning changes. So like if everyone is in the front row and you're attacked from behind, you're now in the back row. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. And when you're in the back row and you're attacked from behind, now you're in the front row. So that's what that is. We have one final stop to make before we head over to Rocket Town. We're heading back to Nibelheim because I forgot to do something last time we were here.
Rip.
And that is to view a quote-unquote secret scene that is down here in the basement of the Shinra Mansion. Ignore the fact that the health values, MP values, and weapons equipped here are totally different from what I had the last time. Just pretend that that's not a thing, and I didn't record this beforehand and splice it in here. It was one of those things where, while I was doing this, I was like, oh, I have a lot of extra time here to kill. Let me just splice this in here instead of here. So what this is this is a flashback to right after Shinra comes and cleans up the mess that Sephiroth made and scoops up you and Zack. You are basically locked down here for what can I only assume is a few years while they experiment on you.
Nope.
And by experiment, I believe they inject you with Genova cells and bathe you in Mako energy, as they do. Zack appears to be completely unaffected because, well, he's already done it, since he's in Soldier. But Cloud is suffering from Mako poisoning, as you do. So we make our escape. And while we're at it, Zack has you change into a soldier uniform, because I guess it's the only thing around. And after quite a while of traveling from Nibelheim all the way to Midgar, we're almost at Midgar. There's actually like a map that you can find online of the path that Zack took to get to Midgar with Cloud, dragging him along the whole way. Because some of this stuff is actually outlined in more detail in Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII for the some sort of portable PlayStation device. Perhaps a Vita or a PSP.
I vaguely remember it on PSP. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't a Fever Dream.
Yeah, it was a PSP game. I never played it. I did one of those where I searched the title of the game plus the movie into the end on YouTube, and just found a thing where someone just recorded all the cutscenes and put them into it, spliced them all together. Because I wasn't going to play Crisis Core because I did not like that gameplay at all. Kind of like Final Fantasy X too. Those rocks look familiar. They're the exact same rocks over and over again.
The opening intro scene of Opposing Force. Or Opposing Forces.
What?
Yeah, when you're flying through the canyon.
Oh yeah, huh. I forgot about that. Anyway, Zack is talking about what he's going to do once he gets to Midgar. He's going to be a mercenary, he's going to do all this stuff. The old guy's like, no, that's not what I meant by you can do whatever you want, you're young. And Cloud's just like, ugh. So, honestly, I think that a lot of what happens here in this scene, him with Zack dragging Cloud to Midgar, has a lot to do with why his mind is all fucked up. I mean, it's already super fucked up right here because of all the Mako poisoning, but some of the stuff that Zack says, not in this version, but in the Crisis Core version, is very, yeah.
Nope. There he goes. Dead. Even more dead. Oh! He's super dead.
So in the Crisis Core version of this, it's way more embellished. Basically, you know, Zack and Cloud are running, and they have everyone looking for him. Like the Shinra soldiers are looking for him, and Turks are looking for him. But the Turks tell the Shinra army to back off because the Turks want to give Zack a chance to, you know, give up peacefully and come back. But the Shinra soldiers get the army gets greedy and decides no, they're just gonna kill him. So Zack fights off like a shitload of Shinra army dudes, and then eventually he gets gunned down like he does here. And then Cloud crawls up to him and Zack gives him the Buster Sword, and he's like, you know, you have to go on, and for both of us, we gotta live for both of us. You know, all of my dreams are now yours. You're gonna be my living legacy, Cloud. And then Cloud's like, huh? Okay. So I think that has a lot to do with why Cloud's like, yeah, I'm in Soldier. That's me.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, that's what happens when your brain turns into jelly and then someone tells you stuff, you're just like, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's like fucking if the Men in Black flashy thing you, and they were like, you're a soldier. It's exactly the same thing.
Aliens.
Aliens. Alright, next time we're actually gonna do rocket stuff, so look forward to that, I guess. Good night.
Good night.